to know the artist behind the epic melodies, songs, and beats. Celebrating the best new music from around the world. This is the A State of Trance podcast.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ruben Ronde and you're tuned into a new A State of Trance podcast within the studio today. Luvstruck! How are you doing, man?
You alright? Yeah, nice.
Give yourself a short introduction for people that have never talked to you or seen you or whatever.
Yeah, hi, I'm Luvstruck. I'm a producer, DJ from England, UK.
Yeah. Let me help you with the microphone so you don't have to bend down all the time.
Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, I'm a producer, DJ from UK, England. I've been producing music for about 27 years, DJing for about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So,
And this was always Luvstruck?
Yeah. Well, I kind of had an alias before called Tremello.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out someone was already using that on the internet, so I had to change it. So I was looking for a name, and I found Southside Spinners, Luvstruck. That's what the name is. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, before we're going to start and dive into your history, I just want to start with a little quick fire, like a couple of questions just to get things going. I know the funny thing is that before this podcast, before we started hitting record, we had a conversation of 45 minutes, and we had the most interesting discussions. I wish we would have recorded that, so we tried to recreate that a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's start with some quick fire questions. Day or night studio sessions?
I produce during the day, but I used to produce during the night as well. So either, really.
No, you have to pick one. What's your favorite? There's no in between.
I'd say the night ones.
Yeah,
because they're quite cool. Because I used to have a disco ball that I used to put on to inspire.
Yeah.
So with the colours and all that, so it's good.
I used to have a lava lamp.
Oh,
it was
wow.
just the same thing. Yeah. Analog synths or digital?
I'd say a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
So if you layer up the analog with the software synths, you get a nice balance.
Okay.
So
again, you have to pick one.
I'd say analog.
Analog, yeah.
Because my biggest tunes have come from analog synth. So
okay.
Yeah.
Most overused plugin.
It's going to sound weird, but there's a plugin called V Station.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Novation. It was used
it's for the bass lines.
Yeah. No, you can use the What Scale to Do lead, which you made on that as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
people
really
are like
basic.
Riding along.
Yeah. So that I'll be honest, that was actually a preset that I had from about 2005, 2006, and I tweaked it a bit and done the portamento.
And that's the V Station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during these night sessions, coffee or tea or something else?
Tea. No, coffee. I used to do a flask of coffee or tea, depending on what I felt, and just drink it.
Lots of caffeine.
Yeah. Because I work night shift, so it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Finish this sentence. A track isn't done until?
That's hard, because I think, like we were saying earlier, you're your own worst critic.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you can tweak it, and then you can over tweak it, that it don't end up sounding like how you wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say you have to learn to just leave it alone and then go, that's it, that's done, on to the next. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, the weirdest sound you have ever sampled?
For the sound I've sampled?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think... I sample a lot of old tunes, to be fair. Like even like a hi-hat or something like that, and then change it, and maybe a kick drum here and there, and you tweak it a bit and something like...
So there's no let me give an example. What I did once is I do Twitch streams.
Yeah.
And I said to my viewers, record something, doesn't matter what, and I'll put it in the track.
Yeah.
And then someone recorded belly slaps. And I made hats out of it.
Really?
So, and it actually made the track. So is there not something like that you did as well?
No, not really. I'm quite boring, to be fair.
You have to try it, man.
Yeah, I'll have to, yeah.
It challenges yourself, 100%. All right. So during the long studio hours, what is your go-to snack? We have your flask of coffee.
Yeah, I used to eat, I love toast. So
okay.
I eat loads of toast. I used to do a stack of 8 pieces of bread.
Really?
Yeah, just go...
with anything on it, or
no? Just butter. That's it. Yeah, butter. I just used to like Pringles. You just keep eating.
Is it salted butter or just regular butter?
Just normal butter. Any butter, really, as long as it's bread.
Very important information, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now I want to end this with 2 tracks.
Yeah.
That I would love to hear from you. One that you would play on a 3 a.m. road trip, sitting in the car. Which track would you put on?
I'd say Pacific State 808.
Okay.
That one. That's a beautiful tune.
All right.
Or that, or the there's an ambient version of Cafe Del Mar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say them 2. Yeah.
You didn't have to think about that. I love that.
Yeah.
Now the second one. This is where you are in the DJ booth.
Yeah.
The sun is coming up. What is the track that you would play? Like you see the sun is peeking up. Let's say you're in Ibiza. It's Cafe Mambo. You look over.
I'd say Grease 2000, 3 drives.
Oh.
Yeah. So something. Yeah. I reckon. So yeah.
You didn't have to think about that either. I love that. You had it there straight away. All right. Let's dive into it. So I did a little bit of research and I was not really aware that you were already working on where you are right now for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Because when I looked into the history of yourself as Luvstruck, the first thing that really popped up for me was, let's say 2020, something like that.
Yeah. I released a lot of music. I set up my own record label.
Yeah.
And I was releasing on that independently. I think I had like nearly 1 million streams over all my releases, which is quite good because I didn't used to promote the music. So I used to send my music to Jules and he'd play it on his global warm-up show.
Oh.
And then basically what happened was I sent Jules an email and said, how can I further my career? And he put me in touch with Ben Hemsley and it went from there. And then I sent him a track called Sinister and he played it in Edinburgh and it was crazy. And the reaction, people were tagging me in this thing and I was like, what? And I looked, I was like, wow, amazing.
That's amazing.
Because the backdrop as well, when that drops, it's like the camera pans out in the crowd and there's this girl on someone's shoulders. And I was like, wow. And I can't thank him enough for that.
That's amazing. Was this, so the first release, because I went to Beatport, obviously, was Housey track in 2020?
Yeah.
Which was called In My Soul. That was your first release?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I self-released that. And then I've done quite a few more after that I self-released.
Yeah, we'll get to there in a little bit.
I'll be honest, like the mastering process, I don't know nothing about mastering, I'll be honest. So I try and get someone to do that for me. But those releases, I was doing it all myself. So that one, because I can kind of create house music and trance, anything really, hard house. I do like house, but I kind of love trance more, but I was kind of trying to see if I could make something that appeals across the board.
Yeah.
But it's quite an underground sounding tune, really, to be fair. But
just a sidestep, because I think a lot of upcoming producers are listening to this as well. Yeah. You mentioned something about mastering.
Yeah.
That you don't do it. I have to be honest, I don't do it myself either, because I always compare it like this. So this is a little tip for you at home. You don't have to be good at everything, because, Harry Kane is not the best goal defender either.
Yeah.
So if you're good at ideas and you make a solid track, but you can send it off to a master engineer. In my case, I use Tom Purcell. I don't know if you know him.
Tom Purcell, yeah.
He's insane. Yeah. So he does like the extra 5% on top, just making it sound fantastic. So whenever you're thinking that you have to master your own tunes, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Send it off to someone or a sound engineer. That's it. Anyways, back to the...
Yeah, because I'll be honest, that's what Jules told me. He sent me a big email because he used to play all my stuff. He said basically I should look into getting my stuff mastered.
Yeah.
Because my stuff's there. He said it's 80% there. If you get that extra 20%, that will make it like shine. So...
Yeah. And it's a whole different craft.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally different. I think that kind of thing, you need to leave it up to people that do it day in, day out as a professional job. I know with AI mastering is getting a bit more better, but I don't think you can beat someone that's been doing it their whole life.
And it's a personal taste in the end as well. By the master engineer, it's also like a signature.
Yeah.
All right. So when I was listening to In My Soul, the first thing that popped up to me is like, it's labeled as house, and then I was listening to it and then I saw the SA31 remix, which is like a proper uplifting trance tune.
Yeah.
But it's also listed as house.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So who is SA31?
That's me as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I did it an alias for kind of what I was planning to do originally was go into house and do a bit like Positiva. How they used to have a house mix and then a trance mix.
Yeah.
So I'd do an uplifting trance mix with SA31 and then do a house mix as Luvstruck.
Yeah.
And because a lot of my tunes leading up to that was about 130, 133 BPM.
Mm-hmm.
Even the hard house stuff was about that speed. So that's how
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I love that approach that you were like going back to the Positiva times.
Yeah.
There was always like 2-3 remixes. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Because then again, we were talking about Harry Kane, but you were also doing Stones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
You're doing different genres, but a defender and an attacker in the same. All right, maybe we should just throw away the goal.
Because I miss that from labels when they used to do that. They used to have a house mix and then a trance mix, and it's kind of been lost a bit now.
Yeah,
I think they don't. And I mean, some labels might bring that back, but I think it's good to have a bit of variety. You know what I mean, for people to listen to.
I think in general, the whole because releases have become such. A release would be just as important as a social media post. So you don't see labels investing into remixes anymore because they would rather release another tune of the same artist instead of remix. But I think remixes can be so cool.
Look at Ferry Corsten and Lange. The stuff they do, some of their remixes actually propelled it into the mainstream. So it can be beneficial if you have a good remix to get it where you want to get it to. So.
Exactly. But that's another discussion, I would say. So you are SA31 as well.
Yeah.
Can we ask where that comes from? SA31? Is it like your number, your license plate, or is it your neighborhood, your postcode, or?
No, I was adamant. I'm the type of person, if I want something in life, I'll try and work my hardest to get it. And there was this rack mount graphic analyzer that I wanted called by Rock Torch. And it's a Rock Torch SA31 graphic analyzer. And I remember seeing ATB had one in his studio, and it's like a red thing that shows all the frequencies. I was like, I want one of them. And then I thought, I'll use that name for an alias. The last bit, but
that's how easy it can be, ladies and gentlemen. And we see that name pop up with Lush as well.
Yeah.
Super nice tune as well.
That's actually a remake from a good friend, Julian Napolitano.
Mm-hmm.
He did a version that Judge Jules played back in the day, and it was the last track of his set at Lush in Portrush in Ireland. So I remade it, and basically people were saying on the comment, it's Julian Napolitano, and I know him quite well now. He lives down the road from us. But yeah, he was like, "Did you do that?" I went, "Yeah." He's like, "That's like spot on. That is to what it was." I tried to get it as close as the mix that Jules played, and there was this big thing on the internet where everyone were looking for it for about 15 years, 20 years, and then it come out that he made it. So
that's amazing. Did you ever play it in Lush?
No. That was the original that got played. It was a white label.
No, but did you ever have a chance to play it actually?
No.
Oh man,
that would have been amazing.
Lush is I played there once, and I remember the ride going there was so beautiful, riding up the coasts. And, and I don't know if I should say this on the podcast, to be honest, but I'm not much of a drinker. At all. I never drink, but that night I had a few drinks because that's how it goes in Lush, I would say. And I remember that the club is inside. There was also hotel rooms just outside of the club as well. You could just walk from the club into the hotel rooms. And then we had a very early flight home, and I felt so bad, man. Sitting on the airport and I don't want to do this. So that's my memory of Lush. But what a fantastic club that is, to be honest. So I understand that people are inspired to make tunes for that as well. Now, in December, you moved really into the more trancey realm. I guess that you decided to take Luvstruck and SA31 and fuse it together.
Yeah.
That's when Starlight came out with Mark John.
Yeah. So I kind of picture, I can kind of visualize that music's going to go in that direction. I can see what Kyle Stark is doing, all those guys and girls. And that house sound will amalgamate into trance, I think, eventually.
Like the up-tempo house feeling.
That's what I think, that like you see with Ben's label, Bebby, that's what he's kind of doing at the minute. He's kind of merging the two. That's where I can see it going. And I tried to do that from 2020, and because I was thinking ahead what would work.
Yeah, you're really one of the first
Yeah.
ones to actually move into that sound.
I don't know about that.
No, that's the truth. Because when I was diving into your discography, you were one of the first ones to bring back the sound. Because I would say in 2020, 2021, people were more into because of the lockdowns, they were going like slower and slower, melodic house and difficult techno and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, I've always been under the impression you should do what you want to do, make what you want to make. Don't try and follow trends.
Yeah.
So I've always been a big lover of the classic trance because I used to go clubbing back in the day, like we were saying earlier, when I saw Push, Paul van Dyk back at their peak and things like that. And I tried to bridge the gap between the two genres and try and merge it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. And then in 2021, you released an EP, I would say, Club Tools.
Yeah.
And suddenly you were back into the euphoric house because I was listening to Electronic Love. I love that one. The piano chords are so happy.
Oh, wow.
So that was suddenly back into the housey moves again. Were you like moving, shifting around, trying to find your sound, or what was the story behind the EP?
I just make what I like, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I just bash around on the keys because I know a bit about chord progressions and because I've done a lot of classical training and things. So
you know a little bit more than just slamming some chords.
That piano riff, I'll be honest, that one I didn't do it on a keyboard. So I was doing it on the computer keyboard. So I did a little riff, and I kind of using the Avicii sound.
Yeah.
And I come up with a chord riff that was quite catchy. And I thought I'll use that. And then I sent it to Jules and he was like, it's an anthem, that is an anthem. But at the time I didn't know who to send my music to, so I thought I'd just self-release it again. But I think if that had a vocal on it, that'd be quite a good tune. But
I think you can still revamp it if you like, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh wow, I'll have to.
2021, suddenly out of nowhere, a German vocal came up. Das ist mein Klang.
Oh yeah. That is my sound. I think that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to? Was it because you saw the German scene is like popping up, or you were like, okay, let's just take German?
I don't know, to be honest. To be honest, I don't know where half the ideas come from. They're just like I'll be at home and sitting there, and something will come in my head, and I go, right, I've got to get upstairs and play it or record it in my phone. And it's
just there's your own voice in there.
Yeah. And then I forget about it, and then I listen on my phone. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I best do that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So okay, until that moment, I would say, so from 2020 to 2022, you released everything on your own label, the Luvstruck label.
Yeah.
But then Party People came out in 2023 on Tidy Tracks, and that's also a track that James Hype started playing in sets as well.
Yeah, I don't know how he got hold of that, to be fair.
No, I was just about to ask. So tell us, how did you step away from releasing the stuff on your own label to ending up on Tidy Tracks?
Well, I spoke to one of my friends, Mike Walker. He used to do a lot of mashups back in the day that Jules used to play again. Mm-hmm. And he said to me, you should try sending your stuff to Tidy Tracks and Trick, because that's they probably like your sound. So I did that track. I was inspired by Clubheads. He's a legend.
It's very 1998 club trance. Yeah.
So I did that little riff. I must have been playing around for about 5 minutes, and because it kind of, there was a tune. Do you remember Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
There's a tune called Roller Coaster of Love.
Yeah.
And in that there's this bit where I think that goes the other way around there. So I kind of thought that'd be cool, and a synth sound, and then just found a vocal that would work with it, and then just yeah.
So you sent it over to Tidy Tracks, and then they were loving it straight away.
Yeah, they were saying, oh, it's amazing. There's stuff like this not being produced now, and it was weird. And then I sent them another track after it, and they loved that one as well, called The Club.
Mm-hmm.
And they released it as an EP, and that's how I got to know them guys as well, Ammo and Andy Pickles.
Yeah. So suddenly, out of signing your own and releasing your own tunes, you suddenly had people invested in your music as well. How did that feel?
It was amazing.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I went to Tidy Tracks because I did a writing camp there, and I was looking around at all the CDs, the Hard House Euphoria, and I was like, wow, this is happening. And I'm sat there with Paul Maddox talking to him and people like that, and I'm like, wow.
You hear us from the past.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I remember buying their vinyls back in the day, Tidy Boys, and that. It's crazy. crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And now we skip forward to 2024 because that's one of the tunes that I had to mention as well. You remixed an absolute legend, and I know maybe outside of England he might not be like one of the most known names, but Tony DeVitt.
Yeah.
And Mark Sherry was here in the studio as well, and David Forbes, and they were so. They had so much to tell about Tony DeVitt. You remixed "Are You Ready"? Was that one of the tunes that you picked yourself to a remix of Tony DeVitt, or what is? First of all, what are your memories to Tony DeVitt? Because he passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah,
of course,
he's a legend.
Yeah.
I never got to see him play because that was a bit before I started clubbing.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing his Essential Mix on Radio 1, and what a mix that was! Amazing. It's like a journey, but that track that stood out when I played it at college. I used to have it on my headphones at the time. I thought, wow, and it's weird. 20 years later, I remix it.
Yeah,
it's mental, but he's such an inspiration. That guy. It's sad that what happened to him. But
yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Yeah. Now, 2024. You already mentioned Ben Hemsley.
Yeah.
You released Exit 99 on his label, Bebe. How did that come about?
That one, I don't know, just comes out my head. I don't, like I said, I just bash around. And if something, yeah.
Are you a very fast producer?
Yeah, I do. I usually do a track in about 3 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I sometimes have a zone where I do 5 tracks a week. Wow. And then sometimes I'll go a week where I don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then, but that's very rare that happens, or I'll start an idea and then I'll finish it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that one come about. I love the German sound, like the European sound, and that just come about from that. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, also 2024, especially here in the Netherlands, because I listen a lot to Radio 538, which is also a station which broadcasts A State of Trance in the Netherlands as well.
Yeah.
Your track, "What's a Girl to Do?" It blew up everywhere. Yeah. It's a rework of a 2004 tune, I think. Yeah. First of all, how did you find that track? Because now it's remixed and everybody's playing it. Kiki made her own remix as well. Yeah. How did you find that track and made it your own?
I was at work one day and I heard it. It come up on my SoundCloud, and it was niggling at me. I was lifting the potatoes at work. I was like, I need to do an edit of this. When I get home, I'll do a remix. And
what kind of job do you do, by the way?
I work at Sainsbury's on night shifts.
Yeah,
so I work on produce, frozens, anywhere really.
Yeah.
Just live. I call it stock replenishment staff.
Okay,
It sounds posher than shelf stacker.
No, it is, but it's a very important job to be.
But But so that tune was bugging me. I was like, I need to go home and do it. And my daughter was sat there, and I said, "What do you think to this?" I did it in about 3 hours on this old refurbished laptop.
Yeah,
it's like £100 laptop, second hand. She was like, "Oh, that's great," and I liked it, but I didn't think it was gonna. But then the more I listened to it, I was like, I reckon I've got something here because it's really catchy.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to Patrick Topping. At first, I sent it to Jules again, and he was playing it. And he said, you should send it to Fatima's label, Magnetron.
Yeah.
And I never heard anything back. And then I sent it to Patrick, and he played it at Trick Tenerife, and then it blew up from there. And I don't know how everyone got a hold of it then, because you had Ketema playing it.
Like, wait a minute, I didn't give it to you. Why are you playing this?
Yeah. But I'll be honest, I gave it away as a free download.
Yeah.
Because there were people asking me for it. And I was like, yeah. And I think there must have been about 100 people downloaded it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I had labels interested. I was like, I best take that off free download now. But it was great. Like, people were saying to me, your song's going to get in the top 10 in England. And I'll be honest, I kind of believed it. Because I like I said to you, I'm used to how it was back in the day when you had tunes that kind of everyone was playing at festivals and clubs.
Yeah.
And they used to get in the charts. But it's not like that now. Like we were saying earlier, Spotify. It just changes the whole dynamic of everything now. So, yeah.
And I think social media had a big part in this one blowing up as well.
Yeah. Like I like social media, but I don't like it. But I'm grateful that it's helped with this tune.
Yeah, because I bet like it became a trending thing on TikTok as well. And everybody's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
It's a guy called Luvstruck.
Yeah. And I try and comment to everyone that comments to me, because I feel, if you've taken out your time out of your day to comment to me, I've got time for you to write back. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And people send me songs as well, demos, and I listen to everything. Like I feel it's so important to remember where you started out, because I was that guy that was trying to make it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I try to do the same, but sometimes it's just impossible because it becomes a little bit too much as well.
Yeah, I suppose you get loads of it.
So you kind of expected that it was blowing up, that it would blow up.
Yeah, see, I've heard interviews with big artists back in the day, like artists from the 80s, 90s, and they always get asked about their biggest tunes. Did you know it was going to be a hit? And they go, oh, I didn't have no clue.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. As a producer myself, I can hear when something's got that commercial element. Like personally, when I work on music, like I was saying before, if I don't make something that's catchy, I don't bother with it. And I think Jules was saying to me that there's certain producers that have got an ear for a catchy tune.
Yeah.
And that's rare to have, that can make like potential hit records. And I'm not saying I feel I've got that, but I feel I've got something that can...
You've got an A&R ear.
Yeah. I think I'm really good at that, Joe.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I wouldn't doubt that, 100%. Because you found that tune and you thought like, okay, I need to flip this around. And like, you know, the biggest example is David Guetta, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
He has the ear as well that just can flip a song around into a hit. I think it just... I loved to see it that it became such a airplay hit in the Netherlands as well, because it is a nostalgic, trancy kind of tune.
Yeah.
And I never expected that something like that would appear on the radio as well again. So I loved it. And also because how I feel back in the days, radio presenters or hosts had more freedom into picking songs and playing and on the radio. But nowadays everything is tested.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make sure that people don't flip away from the radio station. So every song has to be tested and tested and tested.
Yeah.
And your songs went through the test here in the Netherlands, so that's really cool.
Yeah, it's good. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you have to thank everybody at 538. So,
well, Mark Sherry, he said to me, he thought it was a Paul Masterson track, and I've got really good friends with Paul Masterson now, and he's one of my biggest inspirations as a producer, because I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
And that sound is kind of like something he'd have done back in the day, because Mark thought he was involved in it, and I said no. I just love his sound, and I was inspired by it. That I thought I'd kind of influence it into that remix. I thought that's what I could hear when I heard that melody. I was like, I can hear it underneath synth, like a bit like a Darude kind of. Just give that elevation, and then it builds up, and then kicks in. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like a proper journey. In one track. Now, 2024, you already mentioned Patrick Topping. You also released Ibiza.
Yeah.
I don't know, something is wrong with your spelling checker. I think it's not written that way it should be. Tell us about the release on Trick.
Well, that
because you started to build a relationship with the guys like Patrick Topping and Hemsley. And
well, that one, I sent Viva Revolution to Patrick, and I sent the Fatima Yamaha one as well.
Yeah,
because that's where I played it. But the Viva Revolution, he came back with and said, "Oh, can I sign this?" I went, "Yeah, it's fine." And then I sent him another one a week later, and he was like, "Mate, you're too good at making me use it." And I was like, oh, "Thank you, I really appreciate that." And that one, he played it at High in Ibiza, and I started I'll be honest, I cried, because hearing your tunes in a super club like that is amazing. I was out the front in the DJ box with him, and I was like, wow, it's just too overwhelming. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't produce and DJ that feeling you get when you're playing in front of a crowd. It's just immense. But yeah, going back to that tune, that was a sample from, I think, Uberschau, Loop Essentials. There's a vocal on there going, Ibiza. There's a woman, and I pitched it down. So it sounds like eat pizza.
Yeah.
Now, and someone said to me, and they can't get that out of their head, eat pizza. But that's how that come about anyway. But that's kind of got a similar undertone with the synths going, because I love that song.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get away from that sound now a bit, because it gets a bit samey. Do you get what I mean? But then someone said, you should keep going with it, because that's your kind of sound now.
It is it is kind of your sound.
Yeah.
It's just about evolving it or taking the right balance or whatever.
Yeah.
But on one side, other people, rock band.
Yeah.
They play the same kind of music for I don't know how many years as well.
Yeah.
And they don't have plugins. They have a guitar and the drums, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
don't overthink it too much. Just make bangers. 100%. In 2025, in May, you released a new rework of Lizard, Marapicotto. Was that one of the first times that you were approached to do a rework instead of picking it yourself?
I'll be honest, that was an edit I did again.
Really?
Yeah.
So you picked it yourself?
Yeah. So
okay.
No, I didn't pick it. Basically, I did a bootleg. You won't mind me saying this, hopefully, but
no one's listening. Don't worry.
Ben must have checked out my SoundCloud because that was a free download on there again. And he downloaded it and he started playing it out, and then he played it on Radio 1, and and then James said he wants to release it, and I was like, wow, really? And then just went from there. He said Mauro liked it, so because I didn't really add much to it. To be fair, that's such an iconic melody that I just put an old style kind of, not Timo Maas, but kind of like that old hard housey style like vibe with it. Yeah.
I love it, man. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And then this summer, Sonny, I was sitting in the car.
Yeah.
I sit a lot in the car,
really?
driving up and down the countries, to be honest.
Yeah.
And suddenly I heard a new version of The Summer is Magic. I was like, hey, this is interesting. Dance match. Which means that according to Radio 538, it's the biggest dance release of the week.
Wow, yeah.
With I don't know how many releases coming out. So you reworked The Summer is Magic. I didn't expect that it was you. So they were saying in the end, this was Luvstruck with Culprit.
Yeah.
The Summer is Magic.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Why did you decide to do that? Because that was something totally different than what you were doing before.
That was one of my A&Rs. They sent me the vocal because Culprit, he did a version that just needed changing. So I put my sound to it, and that was done in about 3 hours. But Culprit, he was on the old Cascada track, Evacuate the Dance Floor. Yeah. That got to #1 in UK, and that he was rapping on that. So so he's done quite a lot of songs basically. So he's quite big in Germany. So that come about like that. And then the rest is history again.
That's amazing.
It was used on Radio 538 on their advert to advertise their Ibiza. So it was on the TV. I was like, what?
And I mentioned this off microphone as well because the thing about especially radio stations nowadays, especially 538, because 538 has a couple of resident artists. You know, they have Afrojack's radio show, they have David Guetta's, they have Martin Garrix's radio show, Armin's radio show. Which means, I don't know if it's a decision they have or not, but whenever they release a big new track, that's the tracks that end up on the playlist. Yeah. And then this one also ended up on the playlist. So there's not a lot of dance records on the station, but this was one of them. So I think that was quite an achievement, to be honest.
It's amazing. That's a great track anyway, originally, a play hitty version.
Yeah.
So I just kind of added my style, but I'm really grateful.
But now you are in Manchester.
Yeah.
All the way in the grey Manchester.
Yeah.
Are you aware that a track like that ends up on the playlist on the biggest radio station over here, or?
Well, no, actually, I'm in Bedford.
Oh, Bedford. Okay, sorry.
I don't know who said Manchester. I saw it on there.
The internet. Blame the internet.
Yeah, but it's mental. I like I say, I'm grateful for all these opportunities. I owe a lot to my partner as well, because she kind of had a go at me one time. I was doing the keyboard for ages, and she said, what are you actually doing? And I was like, all right, I'm going to go back to the music now. and then it's all come from that. So I owe a lot to her. So
she's here in the studio as well.
Yeah, without her, I wouldn't be sat here.
Is that how it went? That you had to, that you screamed at him like, you have to start making music?
No, yeah.
So she's saying that he had to start using his potential. Yeah. Well, I think that's what you're actually doing right now.
Yeah.
100%. Now, one of the most interesting things that I see in your career is that you've been working on music for so many years before you actually started releasing something.
Yeah.
What kept you going all this time? Because, I think the biggest thing is that people are giving up maybe after a few months already, that they're not achieving success.
Yeah.
So tell us about the journey, about when you started, because that's a long time ago, and that you had your first releases.
Yeah, well, I started I played the keyboard when I was 13. I got a little Casio keyboard.
Mhm.
And I was playing Eye of the Tiger. So I used to follow the lights. I didn't know what keys I was pressing. I used to play. I used to sit there for hours trying to get it
Following
right.
the lights.
Yeah. Then I got a guitar and I couldn't really play that. I couldn't really take to it. So I went back to the keyboard again.
Yeah.
Then kind of had a break from that. And then when I was about 15, I was DJing and got myself first set belt drives. So I started to learn to mix. And someone said to me, this is a tip for anyone out there. If you want to learn to mix, you get 2 records, start them at the same speed and put one out and one so they go out of time.
Yeah.
And try and get them back in time together.
Yeah.
That's how I learned.
And belt drives are. I did the same.
Hard, yeah.
It's hard because they're not machine driven; they are belt driven. So whenever you touch them, it's like.
Yeah. But like we were saying earlier, with the sync feature, you don't really. But I love still doing it old school.
Yeah.
So I don't use the sync feature. No, I can't use it. I don't know. I don't know whether that's
whatever works for you.
Way.
Whatever
but
works.
Yeah, started on the belt drives. At that time, I started using a program called Mod Plug Tracker.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically where you assign a sample to a number, and it goes down the screen like a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So it's got all the beats, and then you keeps going down and playing it. And I used to record it onto a cassette. So I used to do hard house back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'd sample a load of like Hoovers and stuff like that and kind of create my own sound. And then I got Fruity Loops. I think it was Fruity Loops 3.56.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this orange theme. You remember the orange theme? There was a melody on there. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Cygnus X.
Yeah. And then I listened to Judge Jules. That's how I got into trance. Because I think he was on Kiss. I'm not sure if it was Kiss.
Before Radio 1.
Yeah. And then he went into Radio 1, and then because his style changed, he always had that kind of trance-y element in the 97, something like that. But then he kind of went full on trance 99, 2000, and that's when it like wow. And when you're going out clubbing, and it's just, and I used to dream of having my songs played, and I remember saying to people at the time, I was like, I'm going to be playing at Creamfield one day, and obviously I've done it.
That
now,
happened this year.
Yeah, but it's like
I remember Judge Jules.
Yeah.
Because that was one of my missions as well, to get played by Judge Jules, because I remember he was one of the few people that would actually check demos and promos of people that are not really super known.
Yeah.
And I remember every time when I sent an email to, I don't know, it was Tom Godwin a while that did his promos as well, and there are some other. He had some other people chasing tracks as well.
I think Simon Patterson as well.
Simon Patterson, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every Monday morning, he would refresh BBC One, the website, to see if the playlist is already updated.
Yeah.
And they would always misspell my name or whatever. But if it was there, if you could try to re-listen to it, man, it was magical.
Yeah. You can't beat that feeling.
No. 100%. And Judge Jules, absolutely legend. Thank you for everything that you did and are still doing for
it's still going,
the music scene. All right, so you started making your first tunes, FL Studio, probably nowadays, or did you switch to something else?
I know I still use it, even now. I tried using Ableton, Cubase, Logic. I found it so slow. Like I always think a good workman never blames his tools. So if you can translate, it's all about translating what's in your brain to what's on the screen.
Why? Tell me, why does almost every FL Studio artist has imposter syndrome?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's a fantastic piece of software.
Yeah, but there's a stigma behind it where, like, back in the day, people used to think of it as like a toy. Like, it's not, because
of the colors.
Yeah, and it's not Cubase or Logic, because back in the day, it's like they were the main ones, and Pro Tools.
True. But in the meantime, you have Afrojack, Martin Garrix, one of my close friends, Estiva, is using it as well.
Oh, wow.
So there's so many people using FL Studio.
Yeah. I think that's what blew it up, Afrojack. I think he was the one that kind of changed people's mindset. But I think there's that stigma still there, but I love it. I just find it so quick.
For me, it's so confusing.
Yeah.
I'm a Ableton guy, so I downloaded it. I bought it, actually, FL Studio last year, because I was working on music with, like I said, with Estiva and with Avio.
Yeah.
And for me, it just doesn't make sense. But, everybody has their own tools to create whatever they do. So I think that's fantastic.
Well, I've seen some of them demo projects. I've loaded them up and I'm like, how they done that? It's like groups. I just do it really. I'm really messy producer. Like
you have like one channel with media and audio in the same. Oh my god!
So I put all my beats on one page, and then I'd copy them onto the second page, and then I kind of get lost. And then when people say, "Oh, we need the stems," I'm like, "Oh no, I've got to like sort all this out," and I'm there for about 5 hours. But,
so you make a tune in 3 hours, and you have to sort it for 5 hours. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try but I keep saying this every time, but I just can't be bothered.
All right, it makes a lot of sense. Yes. So you were working in FL Studio. In the meantime, you were playing shows, like on belt drives, stuff like that. And you got your stuff played on BBC One. And how long did it take you to actually release something? Because it sounds like you were working on a lot of music that you never released.
Yeah,
would never happen.
Yeah, I know. I just never. I used to send my stuff out, but I had a lot of like negative feedback. Well, a lot of the time it just never got listened to. Mm-hmm. But I'm a firm believer in life that everything happens when it's meant to happen. Yep. So obviously this is my time now. I'm sat here with you doing this. I just feel you can't. Obviously, you have to work hard. You have to put some effort in because nothing's going to happen if you just sit down at home. You have to kind of put yourself out there. It's like a bit like having a lottery ticket. You have to be in it to win it. Yeah. So, but then the rest is down to the power of the gods if you're meant to be doing it.
But one thing that I always discuss here in the podcast, because there's a big thing in producer life, it's called rejection.
Yeah.
And everybody deals with it, but not everybody deals with it, if you understand what I mean. So how do you handle that, the rejection? Because you walk against a lot of doors getting where you are right now.
Yeah. I love doing it. It's my passion. So like I said to Danny, if I weren't getting anywhere, I'd still be doing it because I love it. And I thrive off rejection. It makes me work harder.
Yeah.
And I think there's a certain type of person that can get over that. And you shouldn't see it as a negative. You should try and do better. So I think it was Avicii. I remember seeing him say that he had so many demos rejected. I think it was Mark Knight. He got sent I think it was Levels, and he said he just ignored it because he was sending him some stuff that just didn't do anything. Yeah. And look how big that has got. was. It's amazing.
Or even Avicii that he performed Wake Me Up on Ultra, and everybody's like, what the hell is this? Get the country off the stage. And it became one of the most iconic dance music tracks ever created. Yeah. That's amazing.
I was going to say that leads on to like labels. I think some labels, they can sign a track based off TikTok, how well it's done on that, but they could miss a tune that could potentially do better than that one. And I think that, this is to all labels. I think you should always, like, I remember Dave Pearce saying when he used to run New Life, he used to listen to every single track because you never know if that could be the next Castles in the Sky or anything like that. Do you get what I mean? So I think labels should always listen to everything. They probably do, but I don't think they do. No, it's
the same for A State of Trance. I try to listen to every single track that's being sent, and we try to keep an eye on it, but it's just impossible. There's just so much music nowadays that of course we miss out. But you try to get to everything, but it's just impossible.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you look at it, I've broken through. And I don't know how I've done it, whether that's talent or whatever, I don't know. But if you're good enough, someone always said to me, the cream always rises to the top. And I've heard on, I think it was Will Clark, his podcast, he was saying...
I love those podcasts.
Yeah, it's brilliant. But really he was saying he don't think that's right now, that it's not like that. But I beg to differ. I think if you've got something about you and your tunes are great and stand out a bit, I think you can get through. I think so.
Yeah. And the hard work beats talent. We told that before as well. Yeah.
Like I said, be creative. When you create something, don't just follow what someone else is doing. Although that's the sound and people follow it, I think it's better, more satisfying to make what you enjoy listening to and what you want to make.
And don't be afraid to show it to the rest of the world. I think. No, you're absolutely right about that. So, but we live in a data-driven world, So there's a lot of... there's not a lot of A&Ring anymore based just on the passion of the music. Yeah. But it's more about... big labels only sign on TikTok. That's nowadays, or SoundCloud. Yeah. They see something popping up on SoundCloud and they will take it and release it. Yeah. It's just that. I hope it's going to change, but I think I'm a little bit afraid it's going to be like that for
Yeah, well,
for a long time.
it's like the AI generated music. Jules said to me that AI can't predict what's going to be popular in 6 months' time. So it's I don't know. It's got its plus points. Like I was saying with Fatima Yamaha, that track, it blew up for me, so it helped me. So I'm grateful for that. But I don't know. It's difficult. As a label now, it's so hard.
And now you have a challenge as an A&R as well to spot what is AI and isn't.
Yeah.
Because the AI is getting so good, man. It's insane.
So do you do A&R as well? Or?
Well, for the radio show and for my own label statement as well.
Yeah.
And also I think as a producer, you should be able to, like what you said earlier as well, to have a good ear and see what sounds nice in your ear and doesn't. So, but it's hard because, someone sent to me, Ace of Blitz is his name. He sent on Discord, he sent me a track that he made only with Sonos, I think, or what's it called? And it sounds so good.
Really?
He has no musical knowledge whatsoever, but he just kept on using the right prompts instead of making music, the right prompts and shape it up. And it sounds so good.
Is that on Suno?
Yeah, Suno, and I think they have a pro version nowadays as well. So,
God. I went to Tower Yard Tower Yard South in London recently, and we got chatting to a guy that works for Splice.
Yeah.
And he was saying to me, make as much as you can now and get out. Because he said, in a few years, it will just be for rich kids in their bedrooms making music, because he said that labels are going to go more AI generated music. But I don't think that'll happen, because I think there's always that human element that people want. Do you get what I mean? But
I get what you mean, but it's it's a very dark cloud hanging over us, and because it's becoming so good, and I'm a little bit afraid that services like Spotify will start filling up Spotify with AI, so they don't have to pay copyrights and whatever.
Yeah.
So I think I think it's very important for governments to step in.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much can be done, to be honest.
I feel like I said before, if it's your passion, you'll still do it regardless.
100%.
So,
and then that's why I started making music that people can see it on Twitch. They can see that you're actually working on music, and they get the relation to the tune that you're creating. So I guess live music and doing things like that is becoming more important. So that's a whole different discussion, I would say. Yeah,
I think he'll go full circle. I think it's like anything in life, it becomes a bit of a fad, and then people fight against it, and then it goes back, and then it dies away. I think that's what I personally think will happen. But
let's see,
because everything will become samey. Because AI can only work off a template until it starts generating its own sound. But I'll be honest, you can't really get away from that 4/4 beat, the tempo for a track. So if it's house, trance, hardcore, anything, it's always 4/4 beat. So there's only so many elements you can change where it becomes original. So I just feel if it's a good track and people resonate with it, I think it will do it.
But how, as a listener, would you see that it's me created it, or it's a prompt that created it? That's hard. You don't know. You have no idea.
I think it was Nick Hulk said he's waiting for one guy to put in a prompt and get a #1 record from it. That will happen, and then, but I'll still do it. Anyway.
I think to be honest, maybe not on radio, but I think on Spotify there's playlists consisting only of AI created tracks. It's already there. Like it's flooding in there, and there's no difference. Like people don't see a difference when they're studying and they hear some random copyright-free track playing. So I know it's a little bit of Pandora's box. We have to wait and see what happens. In the meantime, we just keep on doing what we do.
It's kind of difficult as well, because you don't want to say the wrong thing, because I'm not against anything that helps people, but
no, I use AI as well, like in certain things, and you see that Ableton is also coming in with stem separation and stuff like that, which is also AI. So there's good things and bad things about everything. I think
you can't really copyright a drum pattern, really, can you? As well, kick drum, if you alter it,
and every kick drum that you use has been sampled at a certain point. So there's not much you can do about it. We've been talking for a very long time already, but there's a few more things that I want to address, because like I said, you've been DJing for a long time, and suddenly last year your tracks blew up, which means that you were also doing more shows in Ibiza.
Yeah.
And tell me about I've never been,
Yeah.
but I know that a lot of interesting things are happening at Ibiza Rocks.
Yeah.
Tell us the weirdest thing that you've seen so far at
I
Ibiza
just
Rocks.
think it's weird when you're standing there and there's people on the balconies dancing. I was going like this, yes. It's wicked.
Yeah.
But I'd find that random that you're there, but it's amazing. It's a totally unique venue, I think.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. Obviously, you got Ushuaia, which is a hotel as well, ain't it? Either side, but
Yeah.
it's mental there. I love it. It's
And
great.
I know it's mostly British people, but how
Yeah.
different is it from playing in the UK and then playing in Ibiza Rocks at Ibiza? Besides the weather, of course.
There's always an energy, I think, about Ibiza. As soon as you land, I mean, I went in 2002 and I felt it then.
Mm-hmm.
You just get off the plane and it's like, I'm in Ibiza. People coming up to you, flying. I'll come tonight, Tiesto's playing. That's when Tiesto were playing trance and that.
Yeah.
And it's still there now. Even when you go, I can't explain it. It's like a energy. It's strange. It's amazing energy, but you can't put into words how it is there until you're there playing. It's
Sort of magical, yeah.
Yeah, and that's every DJ's dream to play in Ibiza. So I'm really grateful to Ben again.
Yeah. And another
on
dream
his
you
line.
had was playing Creamfields, which happened last month as well.
Yeah.
Now that you achieved those dreams, playing Ibiza, playing Creamfields, what else is on your bucket list?
I'd love to play Tomorrowland,
Mm-hmm.
Ushuaia, so yeah, a high.
Well, highest program your kind of music nowadays as well.
So just I just love playing out. I just love it. I love the whole experience of it. Traveling. It's like when we go to these cities and different countries, embracing the culture. I was saying earlier, we went to a Dutch restaurant and tried the Dutch cuisine. Like
I was asking,
amazing.
what do we have as Dutch people that can contribute to it?
It's amazing. Like smoked sausage with a kale mash. Oh wow.
We call it stamppot.
And apple cake with a cream. That was next level.
All right. So I know that you're going to stay for another day in the Netherlands. So make sure that you... Did you ever have croquetten?
No.
So you have to try bitterballen, croquetten, kaas soufflés. So you now had the hutspots, the stampots, that's what it's called.
All right.
Now you have to try the baked stuff, which is not healthy, but it's very nice.
Really?
You have to try it out. All right. Thank you so much for answering all these questions. I literally have 100 more.
Yeah.
But we've been talking for so long now, and it's been nice catching up with you.
Yeah, and you. Thanks for having me. Amazing. Thank you so much.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this podcast as well. And make sure to keep an eye on the Luvstruck. See you next time for a new one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Check all previous episodes on YouTube or your favorite podcast portal.